Hare Krishna Rasavathi Mataji. So please accept my humble obeisances, Jai Srila Prabhupada, on occasion of your appearance day. I would like to pray for your long life and continued service in Krishna consciousness. Since 2003, when I first saw your service and your dedication to Radha Nilamadhav, I was simply amazed how you took care of the deities, cooked for them, dressed them, and trained literally hundreds of Matajis in this seva around cooking as a chief priest and as the chief cook for Krishna. You have literally transformed the Radha Nilamadhav Dham. So you are so dedicated, whether it is in terms of saving money, like if once we realized that there were a lot of extra cauliflowers and extra vegetables, you cut them all into small pieces and you froze them and kept using them for Sunday feast for a few weeks. You are very diligent in planning and estimating how many people will come to the Sunday feast and prepare accordingly. A number of people have been trained by you, including myself, in the art of cooking. And what we started in 2003 with a Sunday feast of probably 50 people grew to a Sunday feast of about 1,000 people right now. Back then, we used to do small festivals in Hempfest where we used to have a booth and maybe cook for like 50 to 100 people, and that has transformed into massive cooking for 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people at Ananda Mela and other festivals. So your dedication to Srila Prabhupada and your Guru, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, is unparalleled. You follow the standards very strictly. Even small deviations you will not allow. Sometimes you are a little merciful in terms of letting new Matajis come in, but very quickly you will train them into the process and ensure that their standards are pretty high. As a result, in North America, Radha Nilamadhav Dham has one of the highest standards of deity worship and highest standards of cooking. So, of course, today only Brahmanas are allowed to cook, but back in 2003, a lot of other people were also given a chance so that they can cultivate themselves and become or come to the platform of Brahminical standard. So now that there are sufficient number of Brahmanas, now your standards, you have ramped up, ratcheted up the standards one notch higher, and now everybody is operating at that level. Even the deity ministry, which came to see how we are doing, found some very good things and gave high marks for our standards of temple deity worship as well as for cooking. I've not seen you taken any vacation in the last 21 years. You're continuously working 365 days a year and sometimes only sleeping for 3 to 4 hours because the next day happens to be some other festival, and therefore you're continuously serving the deities. On the one hand, volunteers come for one day, work for 8 hours, and then they go flat and take rest for 3 days. And a different batch of volunteer comes the second day, and the different batch comes on the third day. But you are there all 3 days, guiding them and leading them. So which is not easy. It's not easy. It is said that Genghis Khan came to India through the Himalayas and he attacked Indian villages and took over village by village with a handful of people, like 15 people. In the same way, you are basically fighting against Maya, distributing prasadam with a team of about 15 volunteers and sending out the food truck 4 days a week with very delicious prasadam and so on. So I take this opportunity to wish you a long life and Krishna's seva, and hopefully end of this lifetime go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.